Military use of combat shotguns through the 20th century has created a need for ammunition maximizing the combat effectiveness of such weapons within the limitations of international law. 12 gauge has been widely accepted as an appropriate bore diameter to provide an effective number of projectiles within an acceptable recoil. Early 12 gauge popularity for sporting purposes produced a large number of repeating firearms designs readily adaptable to military purposes. United States. Initial World War I issue with each shotgun was 100 commercial production paper-cased shotgun shells containing 900 buckshot pellets 0.34 inches, 8.6 mm, in diameter. These cartridges became wet in the muddy trench warfare environment, and swelled paper cases would no longer chamber reliably. Full-length brass cartridges proved more resistant to moist field conditions and the repeated loading and unloading during patrols and watches when no ammunition was fired. Some of these early brass cartridges had an unusual sawtooth crimp. M19. World War II production of full-length brass cartridges containing 00 buckshot was designated shell, shotgun, brass, 12 gauge, no 00 buckshot, M19. M162. Plastic shotgun shells devised following World War II were equally durable and water-resistant as the earlier brass cartridges and had the additional advantages of corrosion resistance and lower cost. Initial production for the Vietnam War loaded 00 buckshot into the same red plastic cases being used for sporting ammunition and was designated shell, shotgun, plastic case, 12 gauge, no 00 buck, XM162. The shells were typically packaged as 12 10-round cardboard boxes within a metal ammunition box. M257. Combat experience in Vietnam suggested two improvements. Heavy bullet preferences dating back to the Philippine-American War were re-evaluated considering combat experience with the 5.56 x 45 mm NATO cartridge, and advantages of a larger number of smaller No. 4 buckshot pellets were evident for some situations. These loadings were designated shell, shotgun, plastic case, No. 4 buck, special, XM257. Initial production was in the same red plastic cases, but the visibility advantage for sporting use was a liability in jungle warfare, so later production used cases of a subdued green color. Flechettes. Plastic cases loaded with small steel darts called flechettes were issued on a limited trial basis during the Vietnam War. Cartridges manufactured by Western Cartridge Company contained 20 flechettes 18.5 mm, 0.73 in, long and weighing 7.3 grains, 0.47 grams, each. The flechettes were packed in a plastic cup with granulated white polyethylene to maintain alignment with the bore axis, and supported by a metal disc to prevent penetration of the overpowder wad during acceleration down the bore. Cartridges manufactured by Federal Cartridge Company contained 25 flechettes. Tips of the flechettes are exposed in the Federal cartridges, but concealed by a conventional star crimp in Western cartridges. Flechettes had flatter trajectory over longer ranges than spherical buckshot, but combat effectiveness did not justify continued production. Experimental. Frag 12 is experimental military shotgun grenade ammunition under consideration by military forces. Coming in three variants: high explosive, HE, high explosive armor piercing, HEAP, and high explosive fragmenting antipersonnel, HEFA, used by the AA-12 Atchison assault shotgun and potentially other shotguns.
Please subscribe and thanks for watching.